for listening to Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast, keeping you up to date with the latest in American soccer. And don't forget to subscribe.
On this week's episode of Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast, the conference semifinal round just finished with a few surprises. We look at the games and also talk about our playoff format gripes. Kyle Martino announced that he is going to run for U.S. presidency. We talk about how that's going to affect the race and other national team news. All this on this week's episode of Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast.
Oh, hello and welcome, Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast. Steven Jodder, Amar and Kafai. We're back. We are back. A couple days extra off, not the normal weekly schedule.
We needed it. I feel rejuvenated now.
Oh, I'm so excited. What a fantastic show we got ahead for you. Now let's jump right in, Armand. Cut with the pleasantries and let's get straight to it. MLS playoffs. And, I don't know where to begin. Conference semifinals have been interesting, to say the least.
To say the least, Steven, to say the least. I mean, we started on Thursday night, I think we both watched 5 games of soccer on Sunday.
Oh, my God. I mean, what a day. What a day.
But, hey, let the listeners know how you missed every key moment.
Okay, I got to tell the listeners. Now, you got up, you watched Arsenal City, and I have to admit, Armand, City is, wow, impressive. Arsenal, though, as an Arsene Wenger hater, I want him out.
It looked good.
They didn't crap themselves, you know? They didn't do that. Then you move to Chelsea, Manchester United. Interesting game. Chelsea with Antonio Conte, who is by far the best manager in the world. He's awesome.
Fun guy to watch.
Fun game. Oh, I love him. Love him. I wish he needs to come to MLS. At some point in his career, I hope he comes to MLS because, I would be covering him like there is no... I would have a biography on Antonio Conte, and I would tell you what he eats for breakfast. I would tell you what he ate for breakfast when he was 5 years old.
That's kind of weird.
Anyway, then you move into the afternoon games, right? Red Bulls Toronto. I missed the goals. I missed the halftime debacle. Then I go into the afternoon game. New York Red Bulls Columbus. I missed both goals. I'm too busy flipping through my computer that I took a 2-minute break, accidentally clicked out of the ESPN tab that had the game streaming, turned back, Armand texts me, of course I missed it. Then the evening game. All 3 goals I missed. The first 2 I was cooking, so I had the game, I was just turned around from my computer. And then the third goal, Armand texts me, oh, what a fantastic goal. And I'm in the middle of watching the game on my phone, so I go flip to the text message, turn back, and I missed that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But let's just go straight to the games. And we want to quickly go through all them because I think they set up an important topic we'll get to. But Seattle beat Vancouver in Seattle on the second leg Thursday night. Clint Dempsey with the brace in the 56th and 88th minute. And for a rivalry, Cascadia Cup rivalry, what a joke of a game. Vancouver Whitecaps manager Carl Robson comes after the game, quote, "It's not acceptable because you need to put shots on target to score goals. We got in some very good areas and we didn't execute. That's the difference between us and them today. They had a number of shots on goal, on target, and Clint pops up with 2. The better team won over the legs. 2 legs. You know, my issue with this is, what the hell were you preaching to the team during the second half of that game? God, Vancouver were so impressive in being unimpressive when it came to going forward.
Yeah, it really was.
I mean, sorry, Armand, but this pissed me off. I lost 2 hours of study time, of putting effort into the show or into something different, watching that crap Thursday night. Like, what an embarrassment. Like, Vancouver, this new and upcoming team that nobody really paid attention to all season long, crapped themselves. Absolutely uncreative, vulgar. It was vulgar to watch them going forward. It was absolute vulgar. I was disrespected as an MLS analyst, as an MLS supporter. I was disrespected.
Yeah, I mean, honest with you, it didn't look like that Vancouver really wanted to win the game, to be 100% honest with you. It looked like they were playing for a draw in the first leg, which blows my mind with what we're going to talk about later. It's a little preview about the home field.
Oh, what a joke that was! Like,
get.
What was that?
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. Was it just another regular season game, Vancouver? What were you doing? You were at home. You just put 5 against San Jose. Well, mind you, that a kindergarten club could put up a freaking 5 goals past San Jose. So bad. Oh my God!
It was bizarre to say. It was bizarre to say at least, Stephen. It was really bizarre. And credit to Seattle for getting a nice hard-nosed victory. But I mean, both teams didn't look that impressive throughout, and it looked like Vancouver was sinking in, trying to absorb pressure on him on the counter. But there was only like 3 or 4 guys up with like 5 minutes to go to save your season. I think that's really unacceptable.
Nah, it's a joke. And I'm so happy that game was buried Thursday night because that was just, it's just so bad. But Sunday's games, you had a real chance of hoping for more excitement because up until that point, MLS playoffs have been flat. Mm-hmm. You really only had one good game, and that was Columbus-Atlanta. That was the only exciting game, but everything else was just terrible. Toronto Red Bulls in Toronto. And the exciting aspect of this game was the Toronto fans crying about everything. You suck, ref, yelling that a million times, right? That was awesome. Love Toronto fans. But the team on the field, God, do they look like a bunch of sheep.
They look bad. I mean, complaining all the time, getting in fights with the Red Bull. Did not a team that had the composure to be the best team in MLS regular season history. And to put yourself at jeopardy with Altidore getting thrown out, with Giovinco receiving a second yellow card for dissent. Remember that, for dissent.
Oh yeah, he was irate,
and that's unacceptable. I mean, I think Taylor Twellman said it best. I mean, if I was Giovinco, if I was Greg Vanney, I'd be pulling my hair out. It's two unacceptable. Two unacceptable outcomes. And I mean, overall, the play on the field wasn't really amazing. It was all off the field stuff.
Well, it made the game exciting. I mean, it did because you had this weird goal. Did it get credited to Bradley Wright Phillips?
Yeah, I think I got credited to Bradley Wright Phillips. Yeah.
So he gets his 100th career goal for the Red Bulls. Pretty impressive in the 53rd minute. So you had this weird dynamic. The aggregate was 2-2, Toronto advancing on the way goals. So up until that period, it seemed comfortable. Red Bulls get this weird deflection, and then at halftime, Josie Altidore and Sasha Clunch. That's the real talking point of this game. What the hell happened? The police were somewhat involved. I read Josie Altidore comes up with this weird tweet. Do you have the tweet in front of you?
Yeah. Yo, Sasha question. Why you snitching, bro?
Emojis.
You tried to pull up on me when my back was turned and almost got that work. Laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji. Safe flight. Peace sign. Upside down smiley face.
Quickly deleted afterwards.
Yeah.
But the police were involved. If you haven't watched the video, there is a video, and you don't really know what to make of it. It was just a bunch of shouting, a bunch of F-bombs, and a bunch of finger pointing and shoving and pushing. I think,
what it looked like for me is it did look like, actually, from the video, that the Red Bulls were encroaching and going towards the Toronto FC locker room, and they've actually filed a appeal of the red card with the video evidence from the tunnel. So I'm assuming they see something that makes Josie not worthy of getting the red card, and that's why
ever since the U.S. men's national team has been a failure. His comments after Atlanta United, after the Red Bulls games, I mean, it's just classless. Josie Altidore has become very dislikable.
He has said things that I don't agree with, and he has taken this thing a little thin-skinned, if for lack of a better word. But I mean, it was unacceptable what he was doing on the pitch, and to put yourself in that situation, I think is really bad. But if Toronto FC thinks they have a valid claim to, get that red card overturned, I mean, they obviously see it. That's why they send you wouldn't send in an incriminating video. That wouldn't make sense. So, I mean, hopefully we'll see. I mean
we'll
without
see.
Altidore Giovinco, it's gonna be interesting.
But I honestly, Josie Altidore's attitude I don't know, it hasn't been good, Armand. I just don't understand why you wouldn't
feel like he's had pressure on him, and he's starting to crack a little bit, and because of that, I mean, you're obviously gonna say things that you regret, and I see the situation he's in, so that's just I wouldn't necessarily call him that.
Bunch of sheeps. How about that? That's a better term. They've turned into a bunch of sheep, right? Toronto advances on the away goal rule, 2-2 aggregate. I mean, they're going to have, I guess they have home field advantage. We'll talk about that later on. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, you have the Josie Altidore, Sebastian Giovinco, and who are they going to be playing? Columbus Crew. Took on...
Hashtag save the crew.
Yeah, hashtag save the crew. NYCFC 2.
They survived. Sorry to interrupt you. They survived that game. I mean, NYCFC, I think, should have had third goal, but I think I think it's MLS destiny at this point that Columbus is going to make to the MLS Cup. I was texting Steven. I think it's
Houston, Columbus. That's what we're going to get dumped in our laps.
I mean, I might go to that game, to be honest with you. I mean, tickets to Columbus aren't that expensive, and I might go to that game. So, I mean, if that happens, it happens. But NYCFC, I mean, they played it perfectly, but some of the decisions that Vieira were making were kind of weird. I feel like he waited a little too long to make some subs. Pirlo being subbed on, I think, was really dumb.
What the hell was Patrick Vieira doing there?
In lack of a better word, because I mean, you get a guy who hasn't played in a long time. He's launching balls. They're terrible. They're too far, and they're not helping a team at all. Overall, I mean, the team was set up for success, but they couldn't capitalize on opportunities. And I think NYCFC have no one to blame but themselves. And for Columbus, you get to live another day, and you get to take advantage of going to map free one more time in front of what's going to be a raucous crowd.
Columbus got lucky.
Yeah,
they did.
I agree.
I mean, it comes down to the fourth goal by Columbus in the 9 minutes of the game.
Awful. Yep.
It's just it tells you that a matter of flipping off and on in a matter of 1 minute can change the entire series. And congratulations, Columbus. Hashtag save the crew. They're moving on. Bye bye NYCFC. Portland, Houston. Houston, who had one win in the last 19 MLS road games, dating back to October of 2016. That's via Opta Jack. Follow them on Twitter. Real interesting. MLS stats, US soccer stats all the time. Love it. Houston come into Portland, a hostile environment, win 2-1, and wow. Since 2006, Armand, Houston has had the most conference championship appearances.
I mean, people forget Houston was really good when they moved from San Jose to actually Houston. They were really good, and they also made the MLS Cup in 2012. I mean, the shot by Manotas. I mean, honestly, at this point, if we're gonna have a little embrace debate, shout out, pardon my take for that. Mauro Manotas is better than Cubo Torres right now. Cubo Torres is kind of just. I don't know what he was doing on the pitch. And they had Manotas, that one just brilliant strike. You had Dylan Remick, the guy who I think is going to be definitely starting in place of DeMarcus Beasley next season with just a strike. And Portland, I mean, people keep saying injuries. I mean, Houston has injuries too. Portland has a lot of injuries, but that's the nature of a season. You have to play who's in front of you. You can't say, oh, they had injuries here and there. I mean, you got to play who's in front of you. And I mean, shout out to Houston for putting on a good performance and playing really well. They proved me wrong. I thought they'd be eliminated. I thought they could kill this game, but they proved me wrong. And I'm excited to see what they can do. You have Elise, you have Kyoto, and you're probably going to have Manotas start now. And I think it's going to be really fun to watch, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm kind of excited for this Western Conference final, Steven.
I guess I really don't care at this point. I'm more interested in the Eastern Conference Final. But I'm disappointed we didn't get Portland, Seattle. But Portland, again, this comes back to Vancouver. What the hell are they doing? The final 10 minutes, every cross that went into the box.